Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing off my revisions for my combat encounter level, Whitebox. And as you can see, once you start this level, you are tasked with finding a weapon. And once you pick up this weapon, you are then tasked with clearing the portal room. This is the first encounter of the level. This first encounter is zombies, and as you can see up in the top left, it prints a string and tracks the number of kills you get. This is to show you guys how the system works. And how this works is depending on the number of kills you have, that determines when certain enemies spawn and when objectives update. I do have some collision boxes that also determine enemy spawns and objective updates as well, but this is one of the systems. And once you kill a certain amount there, then charges will spawn. And once you kill all these enemies, then you are now tasked with taking the portal. Um, and once you go to take this portal, it updates the objective, and once completing that objective, it then rewards the player with this new weapon, and this weapon is to prepare the player with the upcoming wave. And how I have this working is I have two different kinds of spawners, as you can see with as you saw last with those chargers spawning, those were single spawners, which means only one enemy spawns from them, but the spawners that you just saw, they spawn a certain number on a duration, and I had it to where they didn't spawn until that collision in front of the portal was activated, and that's only activated when you get a certain number of kills, and then once you collide with that, then there's a delay, and after that short delay, then they start to spawn. As you can see, you get a certain number of kills and more chargers spawn in. I decided to make the charger spawn in since this first encounter felt a little bit too easy, so that helped spice it up. As you can tell, that's the majority of the damage I took. There should be one more enemy. And once this enemy is killed, then as you can see, it activated the portals. And now you can take this portal, and you are met with your first ranged enemy. This is to prelude what's to come. And this first room you're encountered with is to help the player top up on their health, get some more gold, and to get this weapon that you were tasked with getting. Once you are now tasked with clearing out the elevator room, which is the second combat encounter. This is a two-part combat encounter where the first part is this lower elevator room, and the second part is the upper elevator room. And as you can see there, once you kill a certain amount of those blue enemies that are lying in wait for you, then soldiers start to spawn up top and below. So the player will have to contest with enemies above and at the same level as them. And once you kill all of them, the task is then updated to activate the elevator, and it also unlocks the elevator to go down. If the player tried to activate the elevator before killing all of the enemies, it would not work. And this is the second part of the combat encounter 2. As after you kill a certain number of those blue enemies, more soldiers start to spawn to act as reinforcements. This one is a lot more laid back than the first half of this combat encounter. That is to not overwhelm the player too much since there is a big combat counter coming up after this. And once you kill all of the enemies, you are then tasked with taking the second elevator down. The player can either take the second elevator down or they can take this portal to go back through and get um, some gold from where those enemies were spawning up. And once the player goes down, you are then tasked with clearing out the final room. This is the final combat encounter or the third combat encounter, and this is a mixture of ranged enemies and zombies, as you will see. After you kill a certain number of these ranged enemies of the first wave, then uh, soldiers will spawn above and below the player. Well, not below, but above and at the same height as the player, so the player will have to contest with a bunch of reinforcements. And once you kill all the enemies here, you are then gifted a shotgun, and this is to prepare the player for the second wave, similar to how it works with the first combat encounter. And you try to take the portal, it doesn't work, and there's a short delay, and then some zombies start to spawn in. And after you kill a certain number of these zombies, more chargers will start to spawn in as well. And after you deal with the final wave, you are then tasked with taking the portals. And this is the end of this level. Once you take these portals, you also get your very first chest where you can get a random number of weapons that will prepare you for the next level, which will happen here. And that's the end of my level in combat encounter. One thing that I would like to show you that I forgot to mention is if the player wanted to, they could take a secret portal in this first combat encounter and they would get some more gold and a possible weapon to help them with combat encounter 1 if they were having issues, which is this launcher. So that is my level in 3 combat encounters, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.